Hello everybody, happy Tuesday. Today is the last day of March, which means I'll be concluding my bracket today. It also obviously means that tomorrow is April already. I could believe it. Responses. David, I appreciate your apology on not posting a video a couple weeks ago, but I do think that Katie and I should come up with a punishment that she and I could enjoy. I will consult with her and one of us will get back to you. As for the quotes that you mentioned from my bracket, I do think that you said the crotch one, but I don't remember the context of that one. You are correct about the Bigfoot selling insurance one. That was Isaac on Halloween. I believe that he was talking about how he wanted to be Bigfoot the following year, but could maybe recycle his State Farm costume. Some other gems from that night. I'm the bee's knees, of course I'm first class. We were talking about how Titanic discovered the iceberg, and then somehow got in the conversation of who would be first class, second class, all that stuff, and apparently the bee's knees is first class. Isaac again. I feel like Cinderella in these khakis. They are the perfect fit. So apparently those khakis that he'd worn he'd borrowed from you, and he just loved that they fit perfectly. If I had to classify you in 3 words, he really drinks. I believe that was Keith talking about Isaac, and then David, you had this to say. What were the 2 words you used to describe me? One of them was cardboard. I didn't hear that actual quote of whatever Keith used to describe you, but it had something to do with the fact that you'd painted cardboard bees to put on your knees. So apparently that described you. As for the card in my box, I think I either took it from your house, where it was hidden somewhere after that party that I didn't go to a few years ago, or Katie could be right and it came out of the fridge. That one's way better and has much better memories attached to it, so we should just go with that. Katie, unfortunately, yes, you will miss Mackenzie's birthday, but I'll take pictures. As for the custody battle that we are now in over our shared possessions, it's not really a battle. You pretty much kindly mentioned that you'd like to borrow the things for a while, and that's fine. You can take the painting with you when you come home in April. I really don't want to pay to ship that huge thing to you, but I will mail you these. As I snapped to you earlier, we all have Twitter accounts except for you, so you should get one, and then you should follow me, and I'll follow you back. My handle is HannahOgden16, so find me. And yes, Katie is right, I did get a new version of Trivial Pursuit. It's volume 6. All it says at the bottom is 4,000 general knowledge questions you've never been asked, so I figure it's new questions, hopefully they're good. Katie, I really appreciated your reflection on the amazingness of our lives, and I will do my best to remember it every day. Mackenzie's coming over in about an hour, and it's hard not to appreciate the amazingness of this tiny, adorable human who sits at my feet and puts her arms up in the air and says up because she wants me to hold her. She's so dang cute. Now, the end of the bracket.
All right, here we go, final 4. Matchup 1, Papaya at the Tent Orgy versus Don't Not Sleep with a Peach Farmer just because he's a peach farmer. Just a friendly reminder that the title of this bracket is supposed to be quotes out of context, so the most interesting one that you would overhear and not understand. Both of these are quite excellent, especially since I still don't remember the peach farmer thing, but I just can't deny the papaya. Papaya advances. Last matchup, Superior Saliva versus Poor Women Sleeping on Sofa Beds. While I have loved the Poor Women Sleeping on Sofa Beds and it's made it quite far, in terms of hearing something out of context, I think Superior Saliva wins. That makes our final matchup, Superior Saliva versus Papaya at the Tent Orgy. As I predicted long ago, I think that Papaya is going to have to win it all. Makes it a little less fun, as we all know when Channing Tatum won the Hot Men bracket, but I think that Papaya deserves it. Had some interesting quotes to go through, so it's still fun.
So, I'd had this idea towards the end of last year when I was talking about all the books that I'd read in 2014, and I was going to make a list of books that I should read in 2015 and work my way through it. I have not done that. I've basically just been finding books that sound interesting to me, and Katie gave me a list, and I don't think I've read any of the ones on the list yet. Sorry. But I'm sure I will. But I did just finish reading Wild, upon which the new Reese Witherspoon movie of the same name is based, and I really enjoyed it. It's about a woman in her mid-20s who decides... It's about a woman in her mid-20s who decides to hike the Pacific Crest Trail from Southern California to the border between Oregon and Washington. She had recently been through a ton of crap in her life. She got divorced, her mom passed away, she'd been addicted to drugs, and she just decided to take this hike. I just thought that her experiences and her insights to everything were really interesting and fascinating. It was like each little experience that she had on hiking this trail all by herself, she could apply them to the rest of her life. And not only that, but she carried her life on her back. Her pack, which she called Monster, was huge and weighed like half as much as she did. But it was everything that she needed to live on, and it was fascinating. So I recommend that book. I know, David, you don't really read, but Katie, maybe you'd like it. Okay, so that's all I've got today. I'm sorry if this might be a little bit short, but like I said, Mackenzie's coming over soon, so I have to get ready to visit with her. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Bye! Can you give Giraffe a hug? Good hug.